Hi everyone and Happy New Year. Welcome to Lisa's Stamp Studio. I'm Lisa Curcio. Tomorrow is a huge day for us as Stampin' Up! Demonstrators and for you paper crafters because guess what? The brand new Occasions Catalog and the Celebration Sale all start tomorrow on January 5th. And you're going to want to be among the first to get these goodies because I promise you're going to love everything that's in there. I've got a cute card for you today that features a brand new stamp set called A Nice Cuppa. Kind of a crazy fun name, but the stamps and the dies are fabulous. So here's a card that I created that I'm going to teach you. Remember, all the dimensions are on my blog and I offer great exclusive rewards for your orders. And also don't forget that I offer studio stamps in the mail and project PDF tutorials to expand your paper crafting a little bit. So come on. Let's get over to the stamp table and let's get started. Here's that close-up for you. Isn't this stinking cute? I'm loving this stamp set and I'm loving these clips. So let me show you how I put this together. We're going to begin by stamping the image, the coffee cup that's here. And this is from the stamp set called A Nice Cuppa. The great thing about this is it has coordinating framelets. They're called cups and kettles. You can purchase them individually from each other, but I'm going to tell you with the bundle, you just can't beat the savings. It's a 15% discount when you put them together. And you know you're going to want one with the other because you're not going to want to fussy cut these pieces. There's some additional things inside the framelets that are not part of the stamp set, which makes this even more fun in your purchase. I've pulled out the cup image. Love that it's photopolymer because we're going to be able to see exactly where we're going. And I'm going to be using So Saffron ink. When I use a large photopolymer stamp, I really like to put my crease pad underneath because it gives me leverage against the stamp, especially when it's solid. So solid photopolymer stamp, this is like the best tip I can give you, is to use your piercing mat. Now, if you don't have a piercing mat, get one. You can get them in my online store. They're inexpensive. I'm going to press, and you're going to be able to actually see where the ink has filled in. Now that that's finished, I've pulled out the framelit that coordinates with this, and you're going to see how beautiful this is going to line up. You don't even have to worry about trying to cut out that handle by hand. But I want to talk to you about using your Big Shot with this. So we have our Big Shot, and we're going to use the magnetic platform because that certainly makes our life so much easier. Clear mat on the bottom, and then a clear mat over the top, and then we're just going to crank this through. That has now left us with our cup. And we're going to put that aside because we're going to use that scrap in just a minute. Isn't that stinky cute? Love that. So let's make the tag now. That's this part right here on the cup, and I'm going to show you how I did that. I'm just going to use that same scrap piece of cardstock, and I'm going to use Wisteria Wonder ink. And I'm taking out the words that says You're Terrific. That's all part of the same stamp set. And I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to stamp those right on here in the corner because we're going to punch those out. So I'm going to use the Washi label punch, and I'm going to show you how I did this. I'm going to center up my words the very best that I can, and I wanted my squiggly lines near the end of my tag, so I just punched. Now this end appears to be just a little bit longer than I want, so I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter. I just used my scissors for this, and I took a little corner off here and a little corner off here. It doesn't even have to be perfect to make that little tiny tag. Now I'm going to set that aside and we're going to finish that in just a moment. I'm going to place this on the Dazzling Diamonds Glimmer paper. Now this little heart can be used for so much more, but I wanted it used as a representation of the steam from my coffee. Now with this one, you're going to want to use your magnetic platform and the precision plate because the die is very intricate. So I'm going to stick this here, I'm going to lay this here, and a clear mat only goes over the top. I'm bringing in my Big Shot again, and then I'm going to crank it through. Now I'm going to tell you something about these little intricate dies. Whether they're small or they're larger, you're going to probably need to crank it through more than one time, especially with glimmer paper because it's very coarse. So I'm going to crank this through, and I'm going to crank it back, and I'm going to crank it one more time, and that's going to give us this perfect die cut image. This is the Big Shot die brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it on the foam that's included when you buy the brush. The bristles are stiff, They won't rip your paper, but they're stiff. And if you just rub it, look what's happening. It's actually removing all the paper that you don't need, which leaves you with this perfect image. I am loving this brush. It is worth every dime of the few bucks that they're charging. So make sure you get this for those intricate dies. We're going to use the Big Shot one more time, and this time we're going to use it to emboss the design in the bottom of our card. This is So Saffron cardstock, and I'm using my bone folder for that nice crisp crease. This is the Happy Hearts embossing folder. Now you're going to notice that the hearts appear to be upside down when you've got the words here at the bottom. So just make sure that when you put it on there, it's going the right way. So I'm going to put this on kind of like a slip cover. That's going to go like this. I'm going to manipulate this kind of where I want it. And this time we're going to switch platforms. I'm going down to no tabs, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I have part of my card to the back, so it's folded under. It's actually thicker than it normally would be. I'm going to grab 2 clear plates, one for the bottom, and then my platform, and then another one for the top to protect my project. And I'm going to run this through the Big Shot just by cranking it. So here's our embossed card. Now I'm going to show you, if you flip the folder around, you're going to get these raised hearts, where this one I've actually used de-embossing, so it's actually going down. Now we're going to just do a little bit of punching it, and we're going to assemble. Using the Curvy Corner Trio Punch, 3 punches in 1. I'm going to do, again, opposite corners. You may have watched my videos last week, and I did the same thing. I love the opposite corner thing. It adds a lot of interest, and it's not predictable since we typically always want to do all 4 corners. This measures 3 by 4. This measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Remember, all the measurements are going to be on my blog, so head over there and check it out. And on the back side, ooh, cute too, huh? Double-sided paper with Stampin' Up! You gotta love that, so you always have choices. I'm putting a little bit of snail adhesive, and then I'm going to mount this on that piece of white cardstock that I have here as the base to go behind it. I'm going to use some dimensionals, and I'm going to place one in each corner on the back of that panel, and I like to put one in the middle just to keep it balanced when it goes through the post office. That is going to go right here on the front of my card. This little steam we're actually going to do last because I want to make sure it's centered in the right place. So let's talk about that teacup and that tag that we made earlier. We're going to assemble these now. Now before I put the tag on, I want to introduce a new accessory to you, and these are the adorable bow paperclip embellishments. Aren't they cute? I'm absolutely loving these. I've bought several packages because I can just see myself going wild. So I'm going to clip this on. It's just a little paper clip. Do you see how this goes on here? And I'm just going to clip it so it's at the bottom of my cup. Now comes my tag. I'm using the 1/16 handheld punch, and I am making a hole in here, and I'm going to make it twice just to make it slightly bigger than 1/16 of an inch. That's going to help me get that baker's twine through. Now if you hate this, that's fine. Just use a glue dot and stick it on, and I'm going to thread this through. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a knot at this end. I'm going to cut off the excess, so don't worry about that. And I'm going to bring that through here. And I'm just going to give this a haircut, take off what I don't need. And then this end now, I'm just going to make a bow. And if you're not good at bows, don't make a bow, just make a knot. Just stick it somewhere on the cup. Okay. And then I'm using my paper snips to cut off what I don't want. Next step is I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of my cup. I'm going to slide this over so you can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put one near that paper clip, and one on the other side. Again, balanced. My mom is a great critic on my cards. She's the recipient of many of them, and she tells me what they look like when they come through the postage meter from the post office. So she tells me to add more dimensionals. So I did. So there we go. We've got our cup. Now here's where the beauty of glue dots come in. I am going to take one of those glue dots, and I'm going to stick it on the back of my tag here. Look, I ran out. Don't worry. I always have a backup. And I'm going to stick another one here at the bottom. I'm going to end up placing this just kind of so it's going to fall where I want it. And then we need a little glue dot there. So this is an X-Acto blade. Paper piercing tool works great. I'm just going to kind of curl this a little bit because it's going to be bigger than what I need to hold that tiny bow in place. I'm going to place the glue dot where I want it, and then just press the bow down. Now you can manipulate the ends so that you end up with this. Isn't that stinking cute? Okay, now we're gonna put the steam on, and you're probably thinking, how are we gonna do that? So I'm gonna give you another trick. This is the Silicone Craft Mat. Whenever I have something really, really small like this that I need to put adhesive on or glue, I use this because adhesive and glue won't stick to it. So I'm turning the heart upside down. I'm using the fine tip glue, and I'm literally just going to place small dots of the glue on the back of the heart. And bring back my card. And then I'm going to place this over my cup at a slight angle. And I'm just going to press it in place. And there we go. Our card is all done. So here's the card we created today. And here's the original. Remember, the supply list and the dimensions are all on my blog, so head over there. Also remember, if you place an online order of any size with me, you're going to get a free project PDF tutorial. Not this one, but I feature different ones every single month. You get it for free, any size order, as well as frequent buyer points. So head over to my blog and check on the rewards tab for all the information. I'm so glad that you joined me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day, everyone.